Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTbase.com. Welcome to our weekly COT review. Today we're going to be looking at the 41st Commitments of Traders Report of 2023. My apologies, it's been quite some time since I updated the review. Just a little bit of background, I've been pretty ill, lost my voice for many weeks, so you may be able to tell my voice isn't exactly the same as before, but it's getting better. So, but here I am and ready to go. So let's get started. So this is the 41st Commitments of Traders Report. And as usual, we're going to start out by looking at the largest changes in commercials net positions. Of course, we're analyzing the legacy data, so the classic COT data, and the combined futures and options data types. For those who are new to COT analysis, here at COTbase.com, you'll find a lot of educational material. So feel free to come to on COT. We've got a lot of basics and different report types, categories, typical setups, explain what kind of markets we cover. We give you some resources, books, articles that you can read if you're new to the Commitments of Traders data. We also have some useful videos that can guide you through the analysis process. And of course, we're always there by email. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to info@cotbase.com. So let's get started. As you can see, we've got the Brazilian real on top of our list with a 37% change in commercials net positions. You can see the change size over there on the chart being larger than average, possibly top 5, I would say, just looking at it real fast. It is a bullish COT change signal, suggesting strengthening in the next couple of days. We have definitely seen a bit of a rise this week, so pardon me. This week is still this week. So we may expect this to continue on into early next week. Moving to a 5-year chart, we can examine if there is any extreme in the position of traders. You can see that basically we are pretty much in a neutral zone, so not much to talk about from stress level analysis. So it's really the change signal this week that could be something to be used as an information. So let's move on to our next market, which is going to be gasoline. Here we have a 25% change in commercials net position. You can see the change size over there being a bit larger than average, but nothing unusually large or we've seen greater changes in the past. The only advantage of this signal right now is that it's coming after a decline that's been going on for quite some time. So the COT change signal is suggesting a more bullish picture in the near term. And if we jump to the 5-year chart, you can see that in relative terms, we are closer to bullish COT extreme levels. So that's definitely good to see. So both of our major tools, the change analysis and the extreme analysis, is pointing towards the same direction, which is upwards. We shall see how that continues in the next couple of weeks, or if anything changes, but that's the case right now. The next market is another energy, natural gas. Here we have the exact same change size, but the opposite direction. So a 25% change in commercials net positions, but it is a bearish COT change signal suggesting weakness coming in the next few days. Moving to a 5-year chart, you can see that there's no real extreme, at least on a 5 years time horizon. If you look at it, let's say 2 years, it's closer to bearish extreme levels, but this 5-year chart just shows you that it can actually reach even greater extremes. So I would definitely not count this as something too significant, but I mean, if it's good to know that the change signal is bearish, and actually the extreme on a shorter time frame of 1-2 years is leaning towards the bearish side. So we have not seen such an extreme for roughly 2 years, but this 5-year chart does show us that it can actually grow to much greater levels if this trend in traders net position continues. Moving on to large speculators COT extreme analysis, we have 2 markets on top of a list with all-time extreme signals. However, the second one is actually our own complex chart. So what we do with these market categories is we actually combine them into a combined complex COT chart. So in the case of wheat, we take all the wheat. We have, of course, 3 different wheat markets, and we combine the COT data for those, and we get this combined, we call it complex chart. Let's start with Palladium. That's something I can show complexes for our subscribers. Here we have this extreme, not only in large speculators, but we do have that in commercials as well. So all-time bullish COT extreme in this metal. And of course, not surprised to see that as the market is headed lower. So this is suggesting that we should see a change in this downtrend that's been going on for quite some time. The next market is actually going to be soybeans with a 187 report extreme in large speculators. So we're just at that 0 line. On this 5-year chart, you can see examples from 2019 when the extreme was even greater. So this is I would say this is a bullish COT extreme, and it could very well push the market higher. But it's always good to know that there has been greater extremes in the past. And then a wheat, the Minneapolis wheat, for our last market to analyze from a COT data perspective, because we are going to look at the wonderful iCOT Intraday Indicator at the very end of this review. But first, we have this market, the Minneapolis wheat, where we have a very, very large, in the case of commercials, not an all-time, interesting, 1,422 report extreme. So that may very well turn into an all-time extreme in the next few weeks. Case of large speculators, it is 176 report extreme. Definitely a bullish extreme. Of course, we are not surprised. I just talked about an all-time extreme in the complex, the wheat category. So it is overall in grains, we can say that there's a bullish stress level building up in these markets. Now, as I promised, and as I've been doing in the past couple of reviews, we are going to look at the iCOT Intraday Indicator. The reason I'm showing you the Euro-US dollar currency pair is that obviously it's one of the most traded markets, and there has been talk about a government shutdown, which of course would affect the ability of CFTC to publish the commitments of traders' data. Now, if that were to be the case in the next couple of months, if that would happen, then it's good to know that COT Base actually offers its own tool set, the iCOT Intraday Indicator, where we basically reverse engineered the COT analysis concepts and come up with our own indicator. It is not necessarily the data itself from CFTC, but this iCOT scores is very much compiled in a way to mimic what we've witnessed in COT analysis. And you can see how well it actually works. This is a daily candlestick chart on the Euro-US dollar currency pair. And there's basically, it's the limits are actually, this is a default setting. I didn't change anything on it. So it pretty much caught the bottom over here. And as you can see, it was a very, very well signaled top as well. Now you can actually go down, of course, it is intraday. So I can show you what it does on a 1-hour candlestick chart, and let's say 5-minute candlestick chart, and really you can go down to very, very short time frames. So it's a useful tool to supplement the longer term effectiveness of classic COT analysis to really understand where you want to enter and exit a market. So I think these are great tools in combination. If anybody is just hearing this the first time, of course, we offer a lot on our indicators. We have the Pro, which focuses on classic COT analysis. It basically gives you everything, the website access, and above that, you can actually download our data and use these tools in NinjaTrader. Then we have the iCOT Intraday Indicators, the basic version, which is basically the signals, and the one with the AfterSignal, which basically gives these buy and sell points on the chart. It basically filters out certain signals. For instance, here you can see that we have these yellow diamonds coming up, but the system isn't entering a trade at all, just when it is confirmed. So I think this really gives a huge advantage to traders. So really a lot to do here at COT Base, but as our name suggests, we are putting the emphasis on the commitments of traders report. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in an email to info@cotbase.com, or just you can comment underneath this video, whichever you prefer. Thank you very much for being with me. I appreciate your attention, and I hope you will be seeing me very soon in the next COT review. Hopefully my voice stays as is, and I can do the next one shortly. Take care and all the best. Bye-bye.